audience. Hope you would be fine. Today, in this short video, we would be talking about E. Cummings poetry, and we would be analyzing a poem by E. Cummings as well. Basically, E. M. Cummings is distinguished for his style of writing poetry. He has experimented with the poetic forms and the language to create a distinct personal style, and typically, E.M. Cummings' poem is spare and precise and employing a key features placed on some one page. He was used to write, the deviations from the standard deviations. Even his name E. Cummings is in that very short forms. So if we look at his poem, you know, ties, nobody wants, and the style how he has written, this is basically a very simple poem which reveals the sense of competition among the humans that we the Martians are going to be in the hell. uh, so, in to depict that situation, he says that every one of us is in the sense of competition. Everyone expects us more and want to serve less. Actually, he has used that word. I observe nobody wants most. This is very interesting situation. Observe, on the very opening line, he has said that nobody, I ob on the op, then serve no, means nobody wants to serve, but everyone wants more and more. So this is going to be a very hellish situation for we the Martians, and we have lost that our sense of humanity, means we want to take more and serve less. So this is the not only the sense of competition, but it is also the situation of non-practicality as well. Means we want shortcuts, we want to have the situation in our favor without any work or without any hard work. So he says that you know, ties means to allure, to work, to inspire, means nobody in this situation where we are living wants to allure the humans to works or some distinguishable works for the humans and the humanity. And at the same time, he does not want less as well. Uh, is it not a paradoxical situation? Means here, if we say, if we talks about the themes, the structure of the poem, it is based on the paradoxes and the paradoxical situation. Means we wish more, we desire for more, but for that we want to serve in a less situation. So this is the very paradox. If you again look at this, everybody uh, wants what less, but everybody here, he's of the in the next session, that everybody wants the most in that next situation, where he says that not to mention least. uh, and here he has used another symbol of and. I observe. So this is not a style that where the symbol of this and is incorporated in the poetry, but it is his style, as he's used different his own stylistic symbols. So this symbol of and, it's not the casual or the usual. And then importantly, he has used the word I in a very small letter, small format. This is also unusual. I then ob, observe. OB is on a one single line, and serve no body. And he says that I have observed that nobody wants to serve anybody, but in continuation to his earlier talk, that everybody wants most, not least. So if you just check the word less, less, least, and most is the opposite to less and least. So this is the paradoxical situation. uh, one paradoxical situation is one wants to achieve and get but don't want to serve. The other one is that everyone less and least is in comparison to that of the most. And then putting it mildly, much may be because everybody. Here, if you say that even in the rhyme scheme, you may as mildly, much, may, be, because, ever. And this is also the very interesting situation, the word here over ever. It it teaches a very great understanding that it reveals the whole history of the man since its inception or coming to the universe, that everyone wants ever more. It is some sort of the instinct of every man that human since its history has been want in this situation. So everybody wants more and want to serve the less. And then he has used another wants more, and then in bracket is not usually used in the poetry. In the bracket he has used and more and still more. So this is his deviation from the normal standardized form of the poetry, and then he questions that what the hell are we all Martians are going to do that. uh, this is basically against the humanity. So the poem is very short one. It might be in a single sentence. I may paraphrase it that it is the desire of every man to get more and serve less, and we all the humans are going to do a hellish activity against to the dignity and identity and the purpose of humanity. So in a very simple line it might be this, but how he has used in his form of the poetry, it makes his poetry as a piece of uh, deep understanding as well. At the same time, he has talked about the history of the humans. That since the humans' history, everyone wants everyone. It is means the competition are getting or benefiting the situation one's own favor is the very tradition or some sort of the quality of the humans. Or so sorry when yes, when you think of your own benefits and the profits, then you turn the humanity into the hellish activity as well. As we have already talked that E. Cummings has been very much famous about the deviation of the geographical and then morphological, syntactical, all these he has been violating. He basically consciously violates those standards, so standard formats. So over here, uh, you are might be the reader of a poetry. I am also the reader of poetry, but uh, I have never seen such a poet who may be writing his one verse in a with a two word. For example, in line one there are two words. In line three, sorry, two, there is one word. In line number three there are one word, and then in line three, next line there are only two words, then are the four words, then are the three four words, then is the one word, then is the two word, then is the three word, then is the one word, then is three word, then one word, one word, one two word, one word, then one word, then two words, and then two words, and then three words, and then four words, and then are the six words. So it is very interesting. Means usually the poets writes in equal lines, but E.M. Cummings has graphologically he has. Is it not interesting that one word is going to be the part of another word? For example, no board, and then y is on the next line. So nobody wants even a single word is on two lines. So he has graphological graph comes to the space, that in what space he has written. So I agree with his charge that he has deviated from graphological and then morphological syntaxes. Morphology is basically more associated or concerned with the graphological as well. For example, a nobody is a single word, but he has separated that word nobody into two lines, into two different spaces. So, for example, the word and is not written in this way. I is not supposed to be capitalized. And then rhyme scheme, if we talk, there is not, usually we have patterns A, B, C, A, B, 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 C, B, C, like this one. But no, ties, board, wants, men, I, be, no, o, most, not, mildly. So here this poem is not at the same time, by the ending it is not having a rhyme scheme at the same time. But as it is a very interesting situation that he has used at the same time that rhyme scheme in his initial words as well. For example, mildly, much, may, and then B, because it becomes a very rhymic situation. So at the same time he is violating the rhyme scheme, at the same time he is incorporating the rhyme. Then more, and still more, Martians. This is the rhyme scheme, but this rhyme scheme pattern is not in that regular form. So this is very easy poem, but what makes this poem as the poem of great intellectual activity? That in this poem, even the word, only single word, ever, which he is it not interesting that ever, everybody, read the very last line, ever, everybody. So this the repetition of ever and everybody makes it a great understanding that it is the human history, that since everybody and everybody wants his own benefits and wants more and wants to less serve less. This is basically against what the situation he has presented. This is the very hellish situation. This is the not very human situation. And humans are practicing this situation. So the humans, they are going to convert the humanity into a hellish situation. So the word in which we, the word in this situation where we, with this motive of recurring profit for our own benefits and interest, is cannot be the nothing than the hell. So the world in which we are living is more a hell, as it is against the human standards. But this is the reality, that it has been the history of the humans. This situation makes this poem as a poem of great intellectual understanding as well. I think with this everything is clear, but still, if you have a question, you may ask me. With this, goodbye.